everyone. It's Tess here doing another meditation. This afternoon, I'm going to be doing some throat singing, followed by a guided Anatta meditation, then sitting in concentration. During the throat singing, I just try to hum with the universe, making whatever root sounds work for me. And I'd encourage you to do the same. You might enjoy focusing on your breath or humming. I'll have a drone sound going on in the background, so play around. Then during our guided Anatta meditation, you can focus with me on the process of disconnecting from our radar, from our perceptions, our feelings, all those things that are part of our human experience, but that only kind of a peripheral part of our self. So reminding ourselves that these things, especially on their own, are not us. In the Anatta practice, we'll do a little bit guided, and then we'll use that sense to sit in concentration. All right, I'm gonna sit, practice my lotus posture while doing my throat singing. Pulling out the flesh from my sit bones, get nice and tall and fine. Okay. I'm going to start my meditation log. I use Insight Timer. It's a free app. It has a timer. Now I'm going to start up the drone. Hopefully that's a good level of volume. Maybe even a little louder. All right. I like to move my body a little while I'm doing this practice. A little less strict about sitting still. I find that sometimes parts of me really want to stretch a little when they get moved by this throat singing. Bring your attention to the feelings of resonance that you're creating in your chest. in your whole body. Allowing anything that isn't serving you, that isn't vibrating with you, to be shaken off. Letting yourself finish your humming, making any noises that you want to make or need to make. Finding yourself a comfortable position to sit for our Anatta meditation. Anatta is the idea of no self. It's not quite as simple as it sounds. It's not, the idea isn't really that yourself, that you don't exist or that there's nothing there. It's more about thinking about which things we identify with and how we process all the information that is constantly flooding us every second of our waking lives. I really like this practice because it helps me take stock of everything in my head, just all the things that are happening, some that I'm really aware of and lots that I'm not. As I go through the mantra, I think about what comes to mind for me for each of those, the categories. And then affirming, holding that thing in my mind, I tell myself it's not myself. And allow myself to detach with kindness from whatever it is I was holding on to. And at the end of the guided practice, we will sit for just a few minutes in silent concentration. Concentration just means you're focusing on an anchor of some sort. Traditionally, it's the breath of the nose. But for this practice, I'm working on using the sense of anatta, this no self sense, as an anchor, and allowing it to create a sense of an oceanic mind, this sort of broad consciousness that is aware, them to sort of flow over like waves. You can kind of sink down into that state of observing without attaching. So that's what we're going to go for. We'll begin with our guided anatta meditation. Feeling your breath, allowing yourself to feel a sense of stillness and calm. We'll start with the ears. Begin to notice your ears. Do you hear anything? I can hear the air filter in the room. It's running, making kind of a nice hum. I can hear my computer modem. It's making another hum at a different pitch. I can hear some little noises in the other room. Might be my partner or the cat. So our ears. Ears are not self. I am not my ears. This doesn't make any of the sounds less real. On the contrary, I tend to find I see them all more clearly, recognizing that they're not me. Ears are not self. I am not the ears. Sounds are not self. I am not what I hear. Unconscious, we're constantly picking up, that isn't our conscious experience of hearing. I am not the unconscious and subconscious information I get from sound. Conscious hearing. I am not conscious hearing. I am not conscious listening, realization, connecting of the sensation of waves against my eardrums to abstract ideas of noise. I am not conscious hearing. That's just part of this human apparatus we come with. Feelings arising from the ears. Pleasant feelings. The gentle sense of contentment that the hum of the air filter gives me. Unpleasant feelings. Neutral feelings. How I feel about the lack of sound in the apartment, just that sense of quiet. Evokes a deep sense of neutrality, neither liking nor disliking. None of these are self. Cravings arising from sound. Ooh, desires. Oh, felt a lot of those earlier, working on throat singing. Desire for things to sound right. Very human. Aversions. some of those too. When the chords didn't resolve, I wasn't able to get to the note I wanted to get to. Ooh, so much aversion and clinging. Oh, goodness. The fact that I cling to the idea of wanting to create a particular sounds with my voice. Oof. Lots of cravings, lots of sound cravings today. None of those are self. Just features of the human condition. You can have sound cravings. Nose is not self. Well, actually, before we go to nose, let's do eyes. Even though they're closed, sometimes I almost forget them. But our eyes are not self. I am not my eyes. Sights are not self. I am not what I see. I am not the electrons stimulating the cones and rods inside my eye. Unconscious, subconscious experience of vision. I am not the information I get unconsciously and subconsciously from my eyes, realizing it's getting later in the day, decreasing. Subconscious information, made it conscious now, but subconscious information I usually get from the eyes, not self. Conscious seeing, not self. Feelings arising from the eyes, pleasant feelings, looking at the nice flowers on the table, or a cat. Unpleasant feelings, looking at the pile of papers I have to deal with. Neutral feelings, walking into the kitchen, and the dishes are not piled up in the sink. None of these are self. Cravings arising from the eyes, desires, seeing delicious food, aversions, seeing certain emails, clinging, how I feel about writing certain emails, that desire to have it look just right. Oh, lots of eye cravings. Perhaps that's not too surprising. Eye cravings, email eye cravings. I guess that's part of our human condition too. Good thing none of this is self. Now let's move on to the nose. Nose is not self. I am not the nose. Unconscious, subconscious, breathing and smelling. I am not unconscious and subconscious, breathing and smelling. All those little bits of information we get from our breath. When it's restricted, when it flows easily, when it feels tight in our chest. Not self. Conscious breathing and smelling. If you're a seasoned meditator, conscious breathing is something you are probably quite familiar with. Let us, for a second, just remind ourselves of the beautiful sensations of the air passing across the upper lip, flowing out the nostrils. conscious breathing. Wonderful, but not self. Feelings arising from the nose. The pleasant feelings of sniffing homemade bread baking. Unpleasant feelings. Lots of gross smells in the world, I suppose. Neutral feelings. How we feel most of the time about the sense of breathing. None of those are self. Cravings arising from the nose. Desire to eat that bread. Aversions, when you walk quickly to get out of the smelly place. Clinging, our fear of not smelling good enough, clinging to a sense of self that always smells good. Oh, yes. Those cravings. Oh, none of these are self. Oh, now we'll turn to the mouth. Mouth is not self. I am not the mouth. Tastes, experiences of the tongue. I am not that neurobiological connection of food in my mouth, of being digested, moving down into the body. We'll get to that next, but sticking with the mouth. Oh, the sense of saliva, the tongue can be a little visceral. We don't always think too hard about it. Well, I am not the mouth. I am not tastes and experience. Unconscious and subconscious tastes and experiences of the tongue. Right now, my mouth feels dry because I was drinking tea. It's a little more tannic than I thought it would be. I'm swallowing. Subconscious and unconscious things made conscious, but I am neither the subconscious, nor unconscious, nor conscious experiences of the mouth. Feelings arising from the mouth. Pleasant feelings. When the notes go just right. Unpleasant feelings when you burn your tongue. Neutral feelings. How your mouth feels when you're neither thirsty nor parched. None of those are self. Cravings arising from the mouth. Desires. That feeling of eating that warm bread. That's a good desire. Aversions. Things that are too hot or too cold. On the mouth. Clinging. Desire to always have the right words come out of our mouth. That desire to be perceived as knowing what to say. Who knows what to say? Luckily, none of these are self. Detaching from the mouth. Body. This one always blows my mind a little bit. Body is not self. I am not the body. Tangibles are not self. I am not the things. But it's so cool, right? To have that ability to touch stuff. It's just not yourself. unconscious and subconscious experience of embodiment. All those little aches and pains that you identify with. When you concentrate and you scrunch your brow, create those wrinkles. That unconscious and subconscious embodiment, it's not self. It's a feature of the human body. It comes with its weird little aches and pains, its tightness. We imprint it upon ourselves through our mind-body connection. Not self. Conscious embodiment. How it feels to consciously inhabit your body. Not self. Feelings arising in the body. If you're just starting off meditating, this is probably a big one for you. And even seasoned meditators, feelings in the body, they happen, don't they? Pleasant feelings, any nice sensations of warmth, softness, deep relaxation. Unpleasant feelings, tightness around the heart, the back. Weariness. Neutral feelings, all the places that you don't even notice. None of those feelings are yourself. They're there, but you don't have to identify with them. They're not yourself. Cravings arising in the body. Desires. Desire to move. Desire to scratch an itch. Aversions. All the things that we do to our bodies because we don't like them. The clothes that we choose to hide things that come up. Clinging, our desire to have a certain type of body. Clinging to this idea of the body. Luckily, it's not you. It's just a feature of humanity, getting to have body cravings. Oh, don't we? Oh, don't we? Lots of body cravings. Not self. I always find I feel so good to detach from that. Now the mind. Mind is not self. I am not the mind. Nope. This one always fights back. It likes to say, wait, definitely self. Say, no, not a series of chemical reactions happening inside my cerebellum. Thoughts are not self. I am not what I think. In fact, often our naive sense of self is really just a running narration, a set of memories. There's nothing there. You don't need to identify with that voice. So I am not my thoughts. The unconscious and subconscious churning of thoughts, those little voices you're barely listening to, dreams, all of that. Not self, just your hard drive defragging. Conscious thinking, what I've been doing for however long as I think through this process of detachment. Even that, not self. Let it go. Now a big one. Feelings arising in the mind. Ooh, all those pleasant feelings. Nice thoughts, things we think about. Unpleasant feelings. Raise your hand if you don't have any of those. Neutral feelings. The moments when you aren't having strong thoughts, just neutral feelings arising in the mind. When you observe with slight detachment. None of that is you. It's just features of this mind thing. Mind cravings. Just cravings arising in the mind. Desires. Oof, a lot of those. Wanting to have a great meditation. As if there were an ungreat meditation. Aversions. Things I fear. Uncertainty. Clinging. The way I think things should be. Oof, a lot of clinging. Luckily, none of it is self. Let that all roll off your shoulders. And just remind yourself again that you are not your perceptions, you are not your feelings or sensations. You're the whole works, baby. You're just a little piece of the universe playing hide and seek with itself. It's pretty trippy. And now that you've cultivated this wonderful sense of your alternate nature, maybe your true nature, just say your nature. Now that you've cultivated this sense, not self, we're going to sit, letting that sense seep into our bones, feeling ourselves vast like the ocean, our minds spreading out, and allowing any distractions or anything that enters the awareness to do so at the very periphery, right as it passes through that initial sense door. And then let yourself sink down, anchored by your anatta. And let it wash over you, perfectly clear and yet distant. If at any point you lose your sense of concentration, just allow yourself to come back without any internal scolding. You might practice being grateful, congratulating yourself when you notice the mind has wandered off, bringing it back to our sensation of the oceanic space of anatta. Whenever you feel ready, open your eyes, bring yourself back into the room. My body feels so warm and tingly. I'm kind of warm on the inside. My feet and hands are frozen though. It's kind of cold here today. A sense of inner warmth and a lot of tingles. Thank you so much for spending this time meditating with me. I hope you have a wonderful day.